Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show. And here I am again. If you saw me in this attire before, you know exactly what this means. But let me get fully suited up. I need to add the gloves to the mix. You will notice the last time I did some such episode, I had on a semi-leather jacket, part leather, part mesh. I decided to go all leather this time. All leather, got the gloves. This has some mesh on the outside, but leather here on the palms. Okay. All right. Let me tuck this in. Yeah. Okay. So, Adrienne, why are you pulling it out? For those of you who are new to the channel, you thought that I only talked about basketball. No, I don't. I don't just talk about basketball. This podcast has been going on for a long time, several years now. And the tagline that you see in the description says A to Z, Adrienne is on it. And so, at least to this point, we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about sports, obviously. We talk about politics. We talk about culture. We talk about education. We talk about faith, A to Z, right? And we've been spending a lot of time talking about sports. And is there a bloodier sport than politics? I don't think so. Politics is a blood sport, right? And so just as I was geared up for the presidential debate, I am geared up again for the vice presidential debate, because you know how these things can be. They can get downright, shall we say, dangerous. Okay. And so, I pulled out my helmet that I have for my Harley, which I sold in 2020. But yeah, so I still have my helmet. Okay. And if some shade is thrown, this might be fine. But if it begins to heat up a little bit more and that sun begins to shine, then I might need to do a little something like this. Yeah, I might need to be able to shade the eyes just a little bit, because you just never know what happens. So why, Adrienne, are you getting even more suited up, full leather, for the vice presidential debate? It's the vice presidential debate tonight, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Well, you know what? It might even get even feistier, because the race is kind of close. This presidential race is kind of close, and so when things are close, people get a little bit more, So I just thought I would be extra prepared for what might be. I might have to duck and dodge. But seriously, if you know the Adrienne Ross Show channel, the totality of what I do and talk about, and not just the basketball edition, then you know that I take very, very seriously what takes place in this nation. And it's important. I believe my trust ultimately is in God. And yet I know that God has entrusted so much to people. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of who to vote for in November. We are just a little over a month away from November's election. I'm not going to get into all that. If you know the channel, you know where I stand. You know that I am a Christian first. You know that I'm a conservative. You know that I'm going to support policies that to me are common sense policies, right? I don't have time for personalities per se, but I am interested in policies. I'm interested in those things that matter to Americans. And so I'm just here dressed in gear as a visual aid, the teacher in me, right? And any excuse to, put back on the leather in the helmet. But I just want to encourage you to check out the debate. A lot of times we're just like, I don't want to be bothered. I can't be bothered. But there's a lot on the line. And it behooves us to know what is going on. And we have to still do our own research, because CBS is doing this debate. You're CBS, ABC, NBC. I tell it all the time. I tell it to you guys when we talk about sports media. It's the same thing when you talk about this. The media always have an agenda, and CBS, ABC, NBC has a serious debate, a serious agenda, I should say. So this debate is between Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. So all I'm here to do is say, you check it out, you tune in. Hopefully you can stand it. Hopefully you're geared up and your skin is thick, and you're able to cut through all the nonsense that we're going to hear. Thankfully, in this particular debate, according to CBS, they will not be fake fact checking as they did last time. Well, they only fact checked former President Trump last time. They let a whole lot of things go on the other side. But again, like I said, the media have an agenda. So they say that the candidates can fact check each other, but they're not going to be doing the fact checking, which is, I think, the way it's supposed to be, right? So again, as Americans, I encourage you, tune in, but also do your own research. And let's be prepared to know all that we need to know, because this is a sport. It's a blood sport. And American people deserve to hear from these candidates. We deserve to get to the bottom of things. The economy is in shambles. Our children are on the line. There's so much on the line, okay? Even beyond America, the foreign wars we're involved in, et cetera, or financing, or whatever you want to call it, all those things matter. You know what you value. You know what your principles are. I know what mine are. I'm not going to use this time to go through all that stuff right now, but I am going to say, hey, get out there and pay attention to the debate. So I'm not doing a non-watch party tonight for the WNBA playoffs, because I do want to be tuned in to Senator Vance and Governor Walz. I came prepared. This thing even has some lights in the back. I might have to show you this after I cut this off, but it has lights in the back. Caution, caution, warning, warning. Yeah. We might need that. We might need that tonight. Y'all know how it is. So here's a look at that red light I get to turn on with the press of a button. And if things get wild, I can press it again and make it flash. And if things get out of control, there's this. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Like, listen, how many people gonna get up here and wear this heavy helmet and this leather and the gloves and all that? You know what? You gotta show some love. Hit the subscribe button, hit the join button to join the channel. We're moving forward. We're moving ahead. God bless America, and God bless you abundantly. I'll catch you next time, God willing. Hey, let's go. Take the glasses off. Let's do it.